morning, my lovely crafty people, and it is still December, so it's time for another Christmas craft. And today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful snowflake star paper beauties. So this one I made using origami papers from my origami pad, which you can use, or this one I made using book pages, and today I'm going to show you how to make one using the book pages. So we're going to put those to one side. You'll need 6 pages. You'll also need a rectangle of card which is the same size as the folded book pages, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you'll need a glue stick and some thread and your scissors. So stage 1 is, and I'm going to use the squares on my mat for this because it makes it easier. I'm going to fold along the long length of the book page, and these are just pages I've cut out an old book that I'm going to be using later on, and then you're going to fold it over, and what you want to create is that flap over because you're going to glue that down. I'm just going to make sure that's straight. Okay, so you can see the width of mine are 2 inches. It depends on the book paper you're using. It depends on the size of the paper you're using. So we're going to fold that one, and then we fold this one down and across, and you need to repeat that for all 6 pages. Okay, once you've done each page, you're going to put a line of glue and you're going to fold that in. Okay, so you're going to fold that in so that you've got like a paper tube. You could even use toilet rolls for this and flatten them, but this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do that for all 6 pages, and then we'll be back for the next step. Okay, just clear off the yucky glue. Right, the next step is keeping the seam on the inside. You're going to fold those rectangles in half and put a line of glue to join them up. So you're going to end up with like pockets, very similar to when we make the pocket folios using envelopes. So fold it in half and then put a line of glue up the middle. You don't want to glue the whole thing, you just want a line of glue up the middle. You could use double-sided tape for this, I'm just using a glue stick because it works. I wouldn't use any glue that's too wet because you'll end up distorting the crispness of the paper. Okay, so this is where now your rectangle of card comes into play. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a template that you're going to draw around for each of your folded pieces. So that's the template I created for that one. And this is the template I created for that one. But I'm going to do a slightly different one this time. So the best thing to do, this is just a piece of old card from scraps, is I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, and you're going to draw the template in from the open side. Okay. What you need to make sure is that you've got some open bits and some bits. Hang on, I'm going to use less stiff scissors. I'm cutting quite a bit of card, so I just want to create some loops. Okay. Okay, and then I am going to just come in and come down with that. Okay, so they're not perfect, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could draw round circles and cut them out or anything like that, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So the shape I'm going to do is this shape. And you're going to hold it on top, making sure your flat bit is at the bottom. And where I put my pencil, I'm just going to draw round the template on each of the folded book pages. And then you're going to cut those out. So I'm going to do that for all 6. Okay, so we've got all 6 cut out, and I'm going to keep these because I use them on my scrap roll or masterboards. And I'm going to keep all the pencil sides towards me, and all I'm going to do is put quite a generous line of the glue down the middle, and you're just going to line it up and glue it down the middle. Generous line, line it up and glue it down. So you repeat that for all 6. Generous line of glue, line it up, press it down, generous line of glue down the middle. Try not to glue the whole thing. You need it to just be glued in the middle, and you'll see why in a minute. And then generous line of glue and stick it down. So now you've got all 6 stuck together with that generous line of glue down the middle, and I'm just going to keep pressing it down, make sure it's really dry, otherwise it comes undone. And you're going to open it. See, look, I can actually go in, just finish up that one that's a little bit bigger than the others. Okay, so now you're going to open it up like an accordion. So you're going to take the 2 pockets and going to spin it all the way round. Keep going, and then you're going to glue it there. Okay, you can see that one's come unstuck. This one's got a bit more glue on it than it probably should, so it's not stretching as much. Okay, I had the pegs to hand because it helps if you haven't given the glue quite enough time to dry, it helps by pegging it. So I'm going to put a really generous line of glue down that middle, and then we're going to curve it round, and we're going to stick it. Okay. Okay, that one's coming slightly unstuck as well. As you can see, when I did this earlier, I gave it time for the glue to stick. And you can see that one I've done the glue too wide, which is causing it to stretch and come unstuck in other places. But that's okay. It's all gravy. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's all stuck down, all even. Okay. Oh, why is that one not working? Put the peg on there as well. Keep that. Give that chance to dry. And it's here, isn't it? It's on that side there that we're having issues. So I'm just going to put the peg on there as well. Put some more glue on. I quite like showing you when it doesn't quite go to plan, because then you can see how to rectify it. So I'm just going to stick the peg on that one as well. Just keep that together. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so we have got like quite an even, but I think because I may have put some wider strips of glue, for example that one, there you go, it's overstretching. Right, if I just pull that apart a little, there we go, it doesn't stretch too much. Right, and then the last stage is you can either do this with needle or you can do it with a stabby thing. You find one that you'd like as the top and just stab a hole through. And then because I'm using wax thread, I don't need a needle. I'm just going to take a length of waxed thread. Where did I make the hole? There. And I'm just going to thread I'm saying I'm just going to thread. It's worked. Oh, come on. Through the hole. Up the other side. And just tie the threads off. Why does it always go wrong on the video? Where did the hole go? Where did I make the hole? Hello, Mr. Hole? I can't even find the hole now. Which one did I make the hole in? There. Okay, let's get our thread again because I just pulled it out. I'm just going to put the thread through the hole. She says using wax thread was easier. Not necessarily. Come on. Right, through the hole. Pull it through. Do not let go of it. Tie it in a knot so that now you can hang it wherever you'd like to hang it. And if we take the pegs off, you'll see it's had time to stick. So that was really different. That's round, and that was creating the round template. And that one's quite spiky, and that one was done with the spiky template. So have fun. Doesn't matter what size of paper you use. You could use really large sheets of wrapping paper. It's follow the same principle. So you start with 6 rectangles, all the same size, fold them in half with an overlap, create a template, fold them in half, draw the template, cut the template, and then stick them down. You can see this one worked slightly better because I wasn't rushing on the video, but this one's beautiful as well, and I will have those hung up. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the Christmas crafts, and I'll see you tomorrow.